Hey family, how are you? What a joy, privilege, honor to be able to come back this week. Another time that the Lord has afforded us to be able to live, move, and have our being. Check this out. We have concluded the book of 1 John, and there are 4 different purposes that John lays out in 1 John that helps us to understand the book in its totality. It is one that John wrote, according to chapter 5, verse 13, that he would provide for us assurance about our salvation. It's one thing to be saved or one thing to get saved, but it's another thing that after you're saved, you need affirmation, you need assurance, because Satan, life, circumstances will cause us to doubt. John says another reason why he wrote in chapter 2 and verse 26 is because he wants to protect us from those that cause us to go astray. There are different theologies, different cults, different ideologies. John wrote so that we won't be led astray. And then John wrote too, so that we won't be in a state of perpetual sinning. And that is when he wrote in chapter 2, verse 1 and 2, little children, I write these things unto you that you sin not. But if you do sin, you have an advocate with the Father, Jesus Christ the righteous. Just remember this, saints, on this point, on this purpose that he wrote, grace is not a license to sin. God gives us leniency, but don't take leniency as a license. Then John concludes and says in chapter 1, verse 4, I write these things unto you that your joy might be full or complete. There's a difference between happiness and joy. And the reason why he said what he said to them then are some of the same reasons why he says what he said in 1 John 1:4 to us now. And that is, God wants us to have joy and not happiness. Happiness is limited based on happenings, but joy can be galvanized just by the mere fact of thinking about things that God has done, that God is doing, and waiting with tiptoe anticipation of what God is going to do. So please read that book of 1 John to those that are believers. But if you want to make someone or pray for someone to become a believer, tell them to read the Gospel of John. Deuces, I'm out. Have a good time. Hope to see you next time.